1-1, 1-1. and gentlemen, would you please rise as we honor America in this great country and the brave men and women who protect us at home and abroad with the singing of our national anthem performed by Brian Wyman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Brian Wyman, ladies and gentlemen. Fans, please welcome a special guest to the field for today's ceremonial ball exchange. So both team captains from Harrisburg and Utica City, please report to midfield. Put your hands together for Barbie Blank, former WWE diva Kelly Kelly, who is Utica City FC's celebrity guest for today's match. Barbie, welcome to Utica, and thank you for joining the city.
It's always a party when you have a soccer Sunday at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium, and it's an even bigger party than usual. Former WWE superstar Kelly Kelly in the house. It's the holiday season and all the excitement that comes with that. And on top of it, we've got two teams that are hot out of the gate, set to collide here on the blue turf at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium as we bring you major Arena Soccer League action. Today, the Utica City Football Club at 2-1, winners of their last two, hosts the Harrisburg Heat, opening up at 2-0. Ray Biggs with you for the broadcast this afternoon. So glad that you can be with us on MASL TV. Well, you've got two of the better starters in the Eastern Conference and two teams that have displayed good balance while doing it. Utica has had a week off, but is hoping that they won't cool off after winning last Friday 9-1 over Rochester Lancers, as Moises Gonzalez went off for 4 goals and an assist. We'll get a chance to see a few new additions to the squad today that did not play in the home opener. James Togba and Onua Obasi are both in the lineup here today after not being able to play in the home opener. Underway, our goalkeepers today. Off to the left is Jesus Molina. who gets his second start of the year. He started in the opener and played about 30 minutes of the season opener against Rochester. Andrew Coughlin at the other end, again an MASL Team of the Week nominee. Holding it out of the back, here's Darren Toby. Toby approaching the center circle, being marked up by Dominic Francis. Really the forward to watch for the Harrisburg Heat. Francis with 6 goals and an assist so far this year. He had a fantastic night last night in that 7-1 win over Rochester Lancers. Coughlin up the near side. That'll be intercepted by D'Oliveira. Held up along in front of the bench. Taken by Matt Brame, the 6'1 defender for Harrisburg. And now to Nelson Santana. Santana with a burst of speed down the far wall, chips it to the end wall, and Coughlin will come out to scoop it up. 14:08 to go. We are in the opening quarter of action. These two teams meeting 6 times last year. Utica won 5 of them, with the lone Harrisburg win coming on March the 24th. Utica to the attack. This is Roberts taken down in the corner, trying to pry this away from Nelson Santana. Santana doing a good job of sealing Roberts off the ball here, maintaining a low center of gravity. And it comes along the half boards to Villela. Villela chips it across. Left wing side, they had a man open. It was SK on the right wing, but the pass was deflected away, and back to center it comes. This is the first meeting of the 1920 season between these two sides. And as far as home matches goes, it's kind of front-loaded for Utica. They're going to play the first 3 matches of the season series here on this turf, including one later on in the month on December the 28th. D'Oliveira to his left. A little sidestep by the rookie Marcel Berry. And now to Escobar just outside of the Utica third. 12:57 to go, first quarter. We're just underway in what is Utica's 4th match of the year. Right wing side, D'Oliveira chips it off the boards, and a shot directed wide of frame by Ty Hall. Great opportunity for Harrisburg, really the first chance of this match for either side, and Harrisburg wasting little time getting after it, just like they did last night. 4 goals in the first quarter against Rochester to put the Lancers away. They put just 1 goal on the board. Matt Brame holding it up here on his own side of the center circle. And now handed back to the keeper, Jesus Molina. Molina, line drive pass forward, cut off by Obasi, the former Baltimore Blast player who played a long time in the USL. Recent signing for Utica City, and this is his home debut here this afternoon. He heads off to the bench for a change. Andrew Coughlin looking to distribute down the far wing, and that ended up hitting off the back of Nate Bordeaux. And it's Hundelt who corrals the ball for Harrisburg. A through ball leading Dominic Francis ahead, and Coughlin will collect it in the nick of time. Prone distribution, outlet into the far wing side. And now sent across by James Togba. Togba back to Darren Toby. Toby, the Major Arena Soccer League Defender of the Year last year. Togba, the former Kansas City Comet, surveying for options here. Sagging off of him in defensive pressure was Francis. Now he comes up to challenge. Nearly got the ball away from him, but it was distributed back to Darren Toby. 11:18 to go here in the first quarter. And 0-0 remains our score, despite the fact that Ty Hall just had an outstanding chance for Harrisburg in the last couple of minutes. Moises Gonzalez, fresh off of his 5-point outing against Rochester. Chips it to the end boards for Yelovitz. Yelovitz in tight quarters and looking for some relief. As he sent it to the back was Jake Schindler. Was under some pressure there coming from the low side. Off the wall to Yelovitz. Yelovitz on the right wing. Hall stepping up the pressure on the shoulder. Now Segura along to Moises Gonzalez. Gonzalez opening up for a shot. That will be blocked by Hundelt. 10:38 to go, first quarter. Gonzalez right on the cusp of the attacking third. Now runs the hinge back to Segura and to Jake Schindler. Gonzalez coming back to the bench area to help out as City stretches the field once more. Here's Yelovitz. Yelovitz trying to sweep it off the boards. That was sealed off by Matt Brame. And up to the third line, a foul committed. This will go against Segura as Daniel Villela, the native of Mexico, took a tumble back. 10:09 to go, first quarter. And still a 0-0 score. Chipped up to Logan Roberts, has it settled down at his feet. And back to Andrew Coughlin. Coughlin right now the best seller among player t-shirts available in the team store. Found that out before the game, as did he, and he was very excited to find that out. Onua Obasi over to Gonzalez, and now back to Domenico Vitale, the 5'11" defender out of Syracuse. Bordeaux, near side neutral zone, trafficking the ball forward. Escobar jumped in. And now chipped off the wall by Patrick Thompson and towards the middle. Thompson continuing to pursue. Obasi pressuring and making it difficult for him to go forward. And now here's Segura looking back for Domenico Vitale. And now to Obasi. Obasi has it settled on the front of his left foot as he carries forward in towards Nelson Santana. Laterally to Nate Bordeaux. And now to Darren Toby. City's starting to get into more of a possession-based flow after that initial flurry by Harrisburg. Onua Obasi with it, being carefully watched by Santana. And now slides it back to Darren Toby once more. So City really getting things contained now in the upper half where they want them, and then going to their back outlets as needed, namely the two defenders and then Andrew Coughlin in the back, in an effort to kind of slow the pace of the game down and then take the opportunity when it comes to them. Again, the challenge today for Harrisburg will be, amidst all the success that they've had, will be avoiding mistakes, especially in their own half of the pitch where Utica can jump on them. That is where Utica has really kind of made their money here so far in the year plus that they've been here. Darren Toby back to Coughlin, and Coughlin launches it forward for Liam Callahan. Callahan fresh off of a one-match suspension, angling to the middle, and he got sent rolling down by Marcel Berry. A foul and a free kick restart coming from just outside the Harrisburg zone by Liam Callahan. Callahan, one goal, he scored it here, and it was a top-of-the-arc restart that he was able to staple to the back of the net against the Baltimore Blast. But again, returning after a one-match suspension, he got a red card late in that contest. So to review what happened last Friday on November the 29th, Utica City 9, Rochester 1. City scoring 2 goals in the first quarter. Gonzalez and Uros Momic in the first 2:48 to set the tone. They scored 3 goals in the middle 2 quarters and then 1 in the fourth for the 9-1 win. 32-18 were the shots, but City 0 for 2 on the power play in that match. Moises Gonzalez, 4 goals and an assist. Christian Segura, a goal and 2 assists. Momic had 2 goals. Bo Yelovitz, a goal and an assist. Ricardo Dieguez had a goal as well. Nate Bordeaux finished with 2 assists. Andrew Coughlin with 12 saves to improve to 2-1. And worth noting that Utica's reserve keeper, Matt Perella, a former member of the Harrisburg Heat, was with them last year and won 4 matches for them. And then last night on Saturday, December the 7th, Harrisburg 7-1 over the same Rochester Lancers at the PA Farm Show Arena. Harrisburg setting the pace with 4 goals before Rochester got one in the second for Michael Cunningham. But that is all that Rochester would muster as Harrisburg waltzed away with 2 second-half goals and ended up a 7-1 winner. And Dom Francis was the big weapon there for the Harrisburg Heat. Francis leads the league with 2 game-winning goals. He also has 2 power play goals. That was tied for the league lead as of the start of last night. He has points in 5 of 7 dating back to last season. Here's the restart. Gonzalez landing it high over the bar as we're back underway. Segura holding it up, looking back for Coughlin. And now here's Schindler steering it down the boards to Yelovitz. Yelovitz has it pinned under his right foot. Marking on him is Matt Brames in the middle. Schindler with a chance, and Molina answers it away. There's the first true opportunity for Utica City FC, the first time that they've landed one on frame. And now it comes back out into the wide neutral zone. Moises Gonzalez to Togba. Togba to Vitali. Yelovitz giving chase along the wall, and now he'll hold it up and use those big, broad shoulders to protect the ball away from Matt Brame. 7:05 to play. We are in the first quarter. Christian Segura waiting for changes to arrive. Ricardo Diegues has hopped on. Now to Segura on the left side. Segura holding it at his right foot and sweeps it back to the keeper once more. Again, a very deliberate possession-based buildup here for Utica City early on, as we await our first goal of the match. 0-0. Down the left wing, they try to sneak it in behind for Ricardo Diegues. De Oliveira held it up along the boards and now clears it back to center with a bit of a volley kick. Foot race for it up front, and it's won by Ty Hall. Hall hands it back for Thompson. Thompson on the sponsor logo there in the neutral zone. And now slips it out for De Oliveira. Harrisburg trying to continue an upward trend. They won 6 matches 2 seasons ago, up to 11 last year under Pat Healy, who actually ended his playing career to take the Harrisburg coaching job. Brame slides it back to Dylan Hundelt, who is a prolific shot blocker for this Harrisburg Heat side. Takedown on Santana along the far boards, but they will play on. Here's Toby coming forward. Toby with a little shoulder fake, trying to open up a shooting lane, then let it fly, and Dominic Francis blocked it. Francis on the angle, now hinged back to the middle for Villela. City making some changes again. Gonzalez is out there. Left wing side, Francis off the boards, and diving to keep it off the line was Andrew Coughlin. He wasn't a 2-time Team of the Week pick for nothing. His awareness as good as anyone in this league, and now City could have had a 2-on-1 coming forward, just one defender back, Gonzalez and Yelovitz, and the pass just off the mark as it tipped up into the seats. Would have been a great chance there for Utica City FC. Instead, we remain tied at 0. Harrisburg back to the forefoot. Eske eluding Liam Callahan, and now looks back for De Oliveira. De Oliveira sends a bouncing pass to Thompson. Patrick Thompson was not booked once last year for Harrisburg. 24 matches, not a single card on his ledger. So a very disciplined player. Gonzalez winning the ball on the run out of midfield. And in after it to the corner against Hundelt, but Hundelt recovering nicely. Yelovitz chips it back. Here's Schindler. Schindler scores! Jake Schindler puts it to the back of frame. It's 1-0 Utica City. That is Schindler's second goal of the season. And the next time he lands a shot on goal, it'll be the 200th of his career. And actually, he had the shot earlier, so that was his 200th. But a goal for Jake Schindler, that's the more important step. The All-MASL honorable mention. Getting City up 1-0 on Harrisburg. Taken back by Ty Hall. Did a great job of winning the ball there in the offensive zone for Harrisburg. Steered straight ahead. Segura off the wall and back through center. To Prima, the captain of this team, slides it back to the keeper, Jesus Molina. And now ahead to the left side for Thompson. Motoring through traffic is Barry. So it is 1-0 City. Again, the goal by Jake Schindler, an All-MASL honorable mention out of Rochester, New York. Played for the Lancers last year as well in M2. But now is with City full-time as Rochester moved up a division. Shot going wide for Nelson Santana. That caught the end boards, and it hops back out to center. That just wide to the goal of Andrew Coughlin. Danny DePrima to Dominic Francis. Francis volleys it forward and has Santana. Double team coming to the ball for City. Logan Roberts, right place, right time with the takeaway, and then gets sent spiraling down to the turf. Foul was called on Santana, and those two are having words here in the neutral zone. 2:53 to play, first quarter. It's 1-0 City. Shots right now are credited at 2-1 in favor of the home side. Onua Obasi to Coughlin. Coughlin to Liam Callahan. Callahan, the former Syracuse Orange, also played for a number of other teams before getting into the fold here with Utica City FC. Toby to the middle. Yalovitz, top of the box. Tipped back to Toby. His shot will end up high. 2:17 to go in the first quarter. It is 1-0 Utica City FC. Molina serving up a long throw that got just over the head of Ty Hall, and now down to Coughlin as the goalkeepers exchange the ball. Segura to Yalovitz, back heel. Segura along the near boards. Schindler keeps it moving. Here's Moises Gonzalez. Gonzalez shoots, and it's just wide, trickling to the left. Segura plays it off the end boards, loose in traffic, and finally Harrisburg comes to the aid of Molina. Daniel Villela coming up with the 11th hour retrieval for Harrisburg. Villela a little trouble hanging on to that, but was able to slip it up to William S.K. And now the keeper Molina with the clearance. Just shy of the center circle, Patrick Thompson to Nelson Santana. Santana, a 10-year arena soccer veteran. Has also played for the U.S. futsal team. He is a two-time MASL champion. Near side corner, surging ahead was Barry. He gets taken down along the wall. But Harrisburg maintains possession. Tipped back by Escobar. Long shot attempt by Brame. That got blocked by Diegas. And back outside the Utica third. Now brought back in by Matt Brame. Brame to the middle. Barry, sliding challenge as the ball came up to the third line. And he ends up taking down his man in the process, Diegas. But they will let them play on as the ball was jettisoned back to the Harrisburg half. Thompson looking for Ty Hall as the target man downfield. And a nice job of walling him off there by Jake Schindler. That prevented him from getting a path to goal in on Andrew Coughlin, who quickly whipped the ball away. 18 seconds to go, first quarter of action. It's 1-0 City over Harrisburg. Coughlin now over 4,000 career minutes in the Major Arena Soccer League. He achieved that milestone last week against the Rochester Lancers. Final seconds tick off the clock, and right on cue, Coughlin with the last touch of the first quarter. And it is 1-0 Utica City FC leading the Harrisburg Heat. We will step aside and come back with second quarter action on MASL TV.
spend $40 and you get 100 tickets. Buy your tickets along the concourse or from any of the sellers wearing the neon green shirts. Game prize winner will be announced during the fourth quarter, and jackpot winning number will be announced on December 31st.
Ready for second quarter action here at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. Utica City FC leading Harrisburg Heat by a 1-0 score thanks to a goal by Jake Schindler at 10:42. Bo Yelovitz picked up the assist on the play. Shots on goal credited 2 each after 1 quarter of action. We'd like to take a chance to remind you about the official MASL podcast. The MASL podcast returns for the 2019-20 season. Join them as they talk to players, coaches, and officials from across the league and take you behind the scenes of the Major Arena Soccer League. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcast on Apple Podcasts. Bo Yelovitz is ready at midfield for the second quarter kickoff. Just waiting for the final 22 seconds of the intermission to wind down. Results this year for Utica City FC after an 8-7 defeat at the hands of Baltimore down at Towson University. They came back and won here 4-2 over Baltimore the following Sunday, 2 days later. And then on November the 29th, a Friday night match at Rochester at the Dome Arena, a 9-1 win for Utica City FC. Bo Yelovitz with the second quarter kickoff, back to Toby, and we are up and running. And it goes all the way down to Molina. Molina quickly trying to throw it forward and see if he could catch Ty Hall on the run, but Darren Toby was ready for that. Stood right in front of it there. Onua Obasi, back to Andrew Coughlin, and now just over the head of Liam Callahan. Along the near boards, Ty Hall looking back for Hundelt. Callahan with another header. And now Gonzalez continuing to play the aerial game as he found Yelovitz along the boards. Toby holding it up here down the middle of the pitch. And now to Segura right in front of the benches. Jake Schindler looking back for Moises Gonzalez. Gonzalez out of Brownsville, Texas. He had 30 goals last year with Rio Grande Valley. And again, just a fabulous performance against Rochester last Friday night with the 4-goal and 1-assist performance. Obasi, right side, Obasi, off the end board. Segura trying to volley it on the opposite side of the box, but couldn't get it settled down. Great chance there, Obasi setting up Segura. It was a perfect pass, nearly perfect, save for a slight bit of air underneath it. Left side, sharp angle try by Segura. That was blocked away. And now pinned up along the boards in the corner. Ty Hall committing to win the ball. 3 defenders back for Utica City FC as Segura and Hall came together along the boards. And it's a foul against Ty Hall as the whistle sounded. Far side and down to Molina. Molina going bowling here as he looks up for Santana. That was sealed off. A nice intercept. Right side, Gonzalez. Gonzalez to the front, off the foot of the man walling off the net front, Julian Escobar. Or I stand corrected on that. That was De Oliveira who jumped in front of it. On ahead, it slips behind Togba. Togba with it on his right foot. Togba trying to back away from SK, who is looking to go forward. And now they get tangled up. And we will be playing on with a restart here from James Togba. 12.5 to go, second quarter. Domenico Vitali owns a suit shop in his day job out in the greater Syracuse area. I believe it's right off of Route 11 there in North Syracuse. Ricardo Diegues to Liam Callahan and now to Bordeaux. Bordeaux, the Rutgers man. To Toby and now back to Coughlin again. Again, City has been so deliberate with their build-ups. Now they'll get a run at it. It's Roberts. Roberts chipping the ball wide. And it's Harrisburg now winning it off the boards, and they look to get up and moving. Barry taken down along the wall. A hard hit and a blue card on City. Pat Healy animated here on the Harrisburg bench, as perhaps he thinks there should have been a little bit more on his side of the aisle. Nate Bordeaux is coming over to serve the penalty. And Harrisburg will bring out their power play unit. 3 of 6 on the year at 50%. They had 2 power play goals last night. Give the penalty call from downstairs.
Utica City FC is on the Mohawk Valley Materials penalty kill.
Thought we'd get the announcement of the penalty right then and there, but they have called a conference over by the penalty bench area to discuss. Our game officials along with the extra officials. 11:51 to go in the second quarter. It is 1-0 City. The only other match today, 6:05 Eastern. It's the Ambush and the defending champion Milwaukee Wave. And then the next matches will be Friday. And it will be a penalty shootout awarded here for Dominic Francis after that penalty to Bordeaux. So that is how they award it. Francis scored one of these last night against Rochester. Francis versus Coughlin. It sounds like a prize fight, and it should be a dandy right here. 11:51 to go, second quarter. Francis waiting for the cue to begin. And they're off. Here's Francis, shoots and scores. We are level at 1. Francis bringing Harrisburg back to even terms with the penalty shot goal. For Dominic Francis, it is his 7th goal of the year. A 1-1 score now as Francis, after the hard foul by Bordeaux in the neutral zone, is able to make City pay and bring this back to even. This is kind of the witching hour for the City offense this year as well. If you look back through the first 3 matches of the year, City has scored twice as many goals in the second quarter of a match than they have in any other quarter this year. So that's something to keep an eye on here for the next 11:26. But right now, Harrisburg has brought this back to level thanks to the foot of Dominic Francis. Onua Obasi from midfield. Getting a long stare here from Nelson Santana. To Segura, and now to Gonzalez along the boards. Togba getting a touch in as well. He's going to be a big help for the City power play. He had 8 power play goals a season ago with Kansas City. But so far, City has not gotten to the advantage. Togba taken down by Santana, and those two tussle for it right in front of the City bench. And it's Santana motoring forward. He's got numbers with him, but the pass just missing Villela. It goes down to Coughlin. Coughlin looking deep to stretch the pitch. And a header will end up depositing this ball out of play. Back to Darren Tobey. Along to Logan Roberts, the Breakout Player Award winner last year. That one pinballs around and hits a couple of players from Harrisburg as it made its way around the box in triangular fashion before getting down to the City zone. Gonzalez leading Roberts forward. Roberts shoots, sliding stop Molina. 10:15 to go, second quarter. 1-1 remains the score. A deep shot by Gonzalez. Rebound. Roberts save Molina. Jesus Molina, the 11th year Arena man, is currently playing exceptionally well for the Harrisburg Heat. A really, really good start when you need your goalkeeper to be especially great on the road. Toby, the Elevets, off the boards, and Toby not quite there to clean up on the back end as it got bumped aside by Patrick Thompson. A collision along the boards near side. Callahan went down. Ryan Hall furious here on the bench, as they're going to give City a blue card. Ryan Hall is standing up on the front wall of the bench right now. As animated as Pat Healy got earlier in this match, Ryan Hall has taken the cake here. And this will be a power play for Harrisburg.
Callahan, 2 minutes for tripping.
2 minutes for tripping was the call on Callahan.
2 minutes for tripping for Callahan. 5:18.
Let's go Konov. Along to Villela, and now to Santana. Back to Villela. Holding it up here just outside the point of the Utica zone. Villela, right-footed pass. Ahead to Malore. Malore, Santana with a smoking shot that went over the bar. Recovered out the opposite side by Francis, but he couldn't get something cleanly in on frame. Instead, stapling it to the boards, and now it's guided back up top for Villela. Villela to Francis. Right side of the power play, tried to go off the wall. Schindler headed it off at the pass. 1:13 left in the penalty for tripping to Liam Callahan, as the City penalty kill has come up big so far. Just a 40% rate so far killing penalties for Utica City FC. So that's something that they're looking to improve on. The entire special teams package, really something they're trying to improve on right now. Ty Hall off the end boards. Santana, right footer, save, Coughlin. It was coming shoulder high at the veteran keeper. And Coughlin was able to help jettison the ball back to midfield. 32 seconds to go in the Harrisburg power play. Here's Santana. Switching feet with it. Looks across to Villela, and now back to Santana. At the near point, Ty Hall along the wall, and now back to Santana again. Santana, crossfield chip to the corner. Off the volley was Dominic Francis, and he ends up sending it over the crossbar. And that'll force another official's timeout with 7:57 to go here in our second quarter of play.
All right, I'm here with Barbie Blank. I just want to know.
We'll go down to Alicia D'Addario with Barbie Blank, formerly known as Kelly Kelly.
The game's awesome, so I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. We want to get to know you a little bit better, so I prepared a quick 5 questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Favorite food?
French fries.
What was the last show or thing you binged watched?
The Irishman.
Ooh, what'd you think? Did you watch it all in one sitting?
Yes.
Good for you. What do you do in your spare time?
I go to Utica soccer game. Football game.
Same thing. What would you be? What would your superpower be?
Invisible.
And any hidden talents?
I can kick a soccer ball, so just wait.
Actually, you're going to do that at halftime against Matt Perella. He's over there on the bench. Do you have anything to say to him real quick?
Watch out, buddy, you're going down.
Hey, there we go. We'll see you at halftime. Thanks, Barbie.
Please don't stop the music.
So if you're from Harrisburg, I'm sure that you'll enjoy watching that. One of your own, Matt Perella, set to go up against Barbie Blank, who will try to score on him at the half. That should be a lot of fun. $7:57 to go, second quarter. We're level at 1 apiece. Francis with the goal for Harrisburg. Jake Schindler for Utica City FC. Launched down into the Harrisburg zone. Yelovitz going across his foot with it, coming to his back heel as he tried to keep it alive, coming to the wall. But now hinged over for Harrisburg as the power play expires, and we're back to full strength on either side. And we have a Harrisburg player down here on the far end of the neutral zone, or the near end as you see it on MASL TV. And that's Dominic Francis. who is currently down on the turf. They're calling for the trainer. And again, Pat Healy looking for an explanation as to what exactly happened there, as he stands there leaning against the divider glass at the bench area. An always crowded Corona Premier Beer Garden as always. Glad to see the fans have come out in force down that way as well, as now everyone comes back up to their feet. And De Oliveira will have the restart. Francis kind of rubbing the back of his head there as he continues to kind of shake things off. Targeted down for Santana. Coughlin unleashing it, far side of the pitch. And it was pried away from Liam Callahan. A nice effort there by the man back in defensive coverage, De Oliveira. 7:14 to go, second period of play. This one rolling down the boards, and Coughlin will launch it back away. High enough to have FAA clearance there, as Yelovitz gets into the corner with Hundelt. Hundelt chipping it up the wall, and now Callahan reaches in to win it back. Here's Schindler. Schindler stepping in towards goal, came up about 5 feet, and now looks for Togba. Togba to Segura along the boards. Segura looking wide, Dieguez to Moises Gonzalez. 3 newcomers in a row for Utica City touching the ball. Dieguez scores! Tic-tac-toe on the top of the zone, and then Dieguez slicing through the box and dumps it inside the right wing post. It's 2-1 City over Harrisburg with 6:34 to go in the second quarter. Ricardo Dieguez with his third of the year. And he has goals in back-to-back-to-back matches. So it is 2-1 City now over the Heat. Dieguez from Moises Gonzalez, as they had a crisp little passing pattern going there at the top of the zone. And then Dieguez had a great lane to fire that past Molina. So now the onus back on Harrisburg as they trail for a second time in this match. Goes rolling back past Danny DePrima, and now back to the keeper, Molina. Danny DePrima carrying to the left, has it on his front foot. Slides this back to Patrick Thompson. Thompson a little stutter step before distributing to Barry. Barry slowed up here by Logan Roberts as the two number 23s come together for a meeting of the minds. Barry backpedaling. Roberts continuing to stay with him here. The defensive coverage today seems to be a little bit more man-to-man for Utica City than what we saw in the home opener against Baltimore, when things looked like they were switching off and becoming a little bit more zonally based. Here's Danny DePrima again. He had 26 blocked shots last year, the product of North Carolina State. Francis from Huddersfield, England, to Molina. Molina skies it down to Coughlin. Coughlin coming up, throwing in a hurry, and now looking for Logan Roberts. Roberts running in there alongside Dominic Francis. Along the wall, and Roberts will get that out of a contained area in the corner, and Darren Toby backing up the play. Works his way up into the Harrisburg end now. Segura to Nate Bordeaux, and now to Darren Toby. 83 career goals, by the way, now for Ricardo Dieguez, as he scores his third of the year. That gives City the advantage again, 2-1. They led 1-0 earlier. Dieguez looking for another one. That shot blocked by Thompson. And off the carom, it was Bordeaux recovering, or rather Dieguez. Dieguez back to Bordeaux. And now to Schindler, hinging his way back towards the midfield line to the towering Onua Obasi. 95 matches with the Ottawa Fury in the USL before coming back. Crossfield pass, and that one off the post for Schindler. He would have had another. Jake Schindler coming up firing here today as he pounded that to the right side pipe. Abassi to Schindler, a little shot fake. Gonzalez, that caught the glass. And settling it down as it came right to him was Santana. Francis, thrown down by Gonzalez. And indeed there was a foul there. Couldn't even hear the whistle through the cheering fans for a moment. Again, it's always a party here in Utica. And I'll tell you what, I was watching the Harrisburg match last night for a time against Rochester. Seemed like those fans were having a lot of fun down there in Harrisburg as well. So that is on my to-do list, to take a trip down there. Coughlin starting it back ahead after it went out of play. Now takes it to the top of the box and will launch it forward. He's looking for Yelovitz. He'll try to hold the ball up and chip it to the runners. Instead, he juggled it over his head, and it ends up in the hands of Jesus Molina. Villela looking for help, found it in Brame. Now down to Santana. Santana, the crafty defender from Oakland, California. To Brame in his second season, and now to the far side, to the right wing boards. Villela. Liam Callahan marking him. And now Callahan will switch off to De Oliveira. Down to Santana in the corner. Obasi is there. They went off the boards with it. Vitale was there to break it up, intended for SK. Harrisburg stays on it. It's Santana off the wall, as he didn't really have much of an angle to shoot. And now Coughlin will get it rolling out to Onua Obasi. Back out wide, Coughlin to Obasi, 2:12 to go in the half. And now back to Onua Obasi, near side of the neutral zone. Obasi from Birmingham United Kingdom. He also had a tryout with the Philadelphia Union in Major League Soccer. So again, it goes to show you the level of talent that makes its way through the major arena soccer leagues sometimes. I mean, Liam Callahan himself was a former MLS Super Draft pick of the Colorado Rapids back in 2017. Bordeaux, who won some silverware in the USL, looking back for Coughlin. And now across to Darren Toby. Played this summer for the Rochester Outdoor Lancers. Dieguez to Togba. Togba slipping it back across. Segura directing traffic. Segura takes the handoff from Dieguez. Those two not quite on the same page as the ball ended up getting a little bit away from Segura as he hooked his way through. Perhaps a little crafty in-zone set play being run there by City. Trying to run a little pick motion. 54 seconds to go before we hit halftime. It's 2-1 City. A goal by Schindler, a goal by Dieguez. And now Harrisburg finally wins this one back. Elevated ahead by SK. To Hall. Hall off the end boards. Rebound is there. And Coughlin diving forward to deny Escobar the chance to shoot. 31 seconds to go before halftime. City would love another one. And they'll be back to the attack. Held up by Yelovitz. Yelovitz to the left. Schindler had his shot blocked. An alert play by Harrisburg. Abassi holding up. City probably just trying to get for the last shot here. Segura out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez had it knocked out from underneath his foot by De Oliveira. A crafty play there. And now De Oliveira going into the wall with Obasi. And as the horn sounds, one final bid towards goal by Christian Segura. And so we have reached the half here at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. 2 goals for City. The goal for Harrisburg, a penalty shot goal by Dominic Francis. And City is ahead by a 2-1 margin as we await our halftime interview with Alicia D'Addario. Or maybe not so much. I'm having word that we will not be having the halftime interview here at the start, at least not yet. It's a 2-1 score, City over Harrisburg. Shots at the half, 8-4. As I look to see if Alicia D'Addario will be conducting that, and she has been called over to the corner. And we will be having a ceremony honoring our local Section 3 soccer champions from the high school ranks here at halftime. So no halftime interview to start the halftime period. And we will step aside here on MASL TV as Utica City FC leads Harrisburg 2-1.
Let's give it up one more time for our varsity soccer Section 3 champions.
Yeah, they're real cute, but why am I nervous?
Are you gonna let him talk to you like that?
I couldn't hear you. What was that?
Let's get this going.
All right, Barbie, let's go. Man, go. Barbie at the line. Let's go. All right, let's see what she's got with those boots, though. All right, ready? Go. Oh, he isn't going for Olivia
Want to enjoy all of the Utica City FC action European style from field level? The Corona Premier Beer Garden is the only place at the Adirondack Bank Center to watch the game from field level, right up against the boards. For just a $25 ticket, you receive access to the beer garden and Irish pub, as well as all-you-can-eat authentic German food. Contact the box office today to find out about beer bunkers and season tickets. Hey, Utica City FC fans, the 50-50 has transformed for the month of December to the Mega Month, presented by Don's Ford. All 50-50 tickets sold this month at the Comets and Utica City FC games will be rolled into one Mega Pot, which will be drawn on December 31st. Also, for this month only, you can get 100 tickets for only $40. But to sweeten the pot a little more, be sure to buy your tickets at each game and you can be in the running for our game prize. These range from signed sticks, gift cards, signed player jerseys, and more. So head out to the kiosk on the concourse or flag someone down wearing the neon green t-shirts. Today's game prize winner will win a team-signed soccer ball. Game prize winner will be announced during the fourth quarter. The holidays are here, and that means it's time for 72 Tavern and Grill, along with Babes, are selling their spend $25, get $5 free gift cards. Stop into one or both restaurants and get your gift cards today. Utica City fans, the Ad-Pro team store is open and freshly stocked with all new Utica City FC shirts, hats, jerseys, and so much more. Stop by section 202 and stock up now. Utica City FC would like to thank SDA 2009 Girls, SDA Utica, Lady North Stars, Coliseum Storm, and FN Lightning for playing in today's UCFC Game Day Tournament. Congratulations to the Lady North Stars, who were the tournament champions. Fans, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and give us a like on Facebook to stay updated on all of Utica City FC news and events.
I know you're not supposed to look straight at it, but
Man, it looks delicious. Holy cow, I didn't know these sandwiches just coming out.
you said it.
Get ready for a whole new way to start the day at Dunkin'. Introducing the great tasting plant-based pecan sausage sandwich. Only at Dunkin'.
We welcome you back into the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. It's halftime, and Utica City FC leads the Harrisburg Heat by a 2-1 score going into third quarter action here at the Odd, as it is commonly referred to. Of course, the place that many moons ago hosted the filming of some certain scenes from Slapshot, namely the game against the Peterborough Patriots. But enough about that. I want to tell you about Kick This. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the Major Arena Soccer League is to tune into Kick This. Every Sunday, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. And glad to see Soccer Sam back in the league as the owner of the Rochester Lancers. Also, commonly, he can be found around here every so often, keeping tabs on some of his former players, as well as some of the guys that play for the Outdoor Lancers as well. Utica City FC would like to thank Mitre USA for providing today's match ball. Mitre, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Mitre is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and the M2. The MASL and Mitre share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Mitre Astro Division Ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. The Astro Division Ball is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it more effectively played in arena soccer. So a shout out to Mitre USA as well as we get ready for second half action. We won't see a change for Harrisburg in goal. So far, a great performance for Jesus Molina. Andrew Coughlin will take his place at the other end. Again, 2 goals in this one for City. 1 goal for Ricardo Diegues, the other for Jake Schindler, and Schindler has been bidding for another one throughout this entire first half. The Harrisburg goal on a penalty shot from Dom Francis, the native of Huddersfield, England, who of course was a Premier League town last year. Francis actually attended 2-year college up here in New York at Genesee Community College. He was an NJCAA All-American. Lofted into the Utica zone, and we are underway with third quarter action. Glad you could be with us on MASL TV. Harrisburg trying to get that one into Ty Hall, but the centering feed was not to be. Held up just outside the zone by De Oliveira, and that got blocked away, and back to midfield it goes for Danny DePrima. DePrima wearing the highlighter accented shoes. Bo Yelovitz coming up to pressure. He causes a turnover. Bordeaux from Yelovitz, and he just couldn't get it to a position to shoot down the middle of the box. Just ran out of time there. Racing forward now, Escobar. Could be a 2-on-1 if Harrisburg hurries. Escobar now playing this back to Hall, and City able to get numbers back to thwart the rush with 14:05 to play in the third period. They force Harrisburg to slow it down. And so far, Harrisburg has allowed City to a certain extent to go out there and just possess the ball, continually hold it, and allow City to have time of possession in their favor. Off the glass, Francis, Coughlin swipes it away, loose ball, after it, Barry. And now to the top of the arc, Nate Bordeaux getting it out of trouble and looking for Liam Callahan. So now cooler heads begin to prevail. Onua Obasi to Andrew Coughlin, and now to Darren Toby. Toby just trying to hold this away from Villela, who was right on his case there on his left shoulder. Up the right wing, Diegues. And again, City will settle it down from out of the back. Obasi may hold this and try to go long ball. No, he'll instead go to Schindler. In front of the penalty bench area, Obasi looking to take on Dominic Francis. Obasi into the Harrisburg third. To the middle, turnaround shot, Segura, or rather Diegues, and the save was made by Molina. Ricardo Diegues with a little pivot into that shot. And now he'll head off. Yelovitz coming back on. 12:35 to play, third quarter. It is 2-1 City leading Harrisburg in one of 2 matches on the MASL calendar here today. Last night, 3 matches. Baltimore over Orlando, 14-5. Harrisburg over the Lancers, 7-1. And the Tropics coming up and defeating the defending champion Milwaukee Wave, 5-4. Of course, that's where Stephen DeRue is now, and Joey Tavernisi, among others, is with the Florida Tropics. Domenico Vitale down the right wing, off the boards, Yelovitz. Yelovitz shoots it loose in front of the line as it deflected off of Molina and then cleared away at the last moment. Back over Momo. That one will end up over the crossbar. And it jumps back to the third line. Segura nearly intercepting it. And Villela able to get it back under duress and now settled on the foot of Molina after the pass by Francis. Dylan Hundelt had it knocked off of his foot by Momo. Sliding chance by Yelovitz going wide. Here's James Togba. Togba cutting to the middle. Togba splitting a seam back to Vitali, and that shot will be blocked by William Eske. Top newcomer last year in the MASL. Three-time All-Colonial Athletic Association selection with William and Mary. Segura. Crossfield, Roberts, save Molina. Point blank, Molina sacrificing himself with that sliding stop. 11-12 to go. Third quarter. City still up 2-1. Toby. Over to Segura. Segura tips into the corner. Diegues able to run this ball down along the wall and now feeds it back to Moises Gonzalez. MASL Team of the Week honoree. He was with the Syracuse Silver Knights previously, a couple of seasons back. He had 15 goals in 18 matches in his last season with the Silver Knights, who of course have later become Utica City FC. Ricardo Diegues. Straight back, Logan Roberts. And Superman slides it to Moises Gonzalez. Change coming on, it's Jake Schindler. Holding up the ball in the meantime was Coughlin, and now an incisive lateral pass by Roberts. Obasi back out there as well, as he was the latest man to change on. Obasi coming forward, marking him as Hundelt. Obasi holding it up in traffic, but not for long. De Oliveira came up with the steal. De Oliveira has a double on him. Yelovitz swept it off of his foot, and now it's Obasi to Callahan. Yelovitz, the captain. To the right corner, Jake Schindler with a goal in this match. He sure would love another, as evidenced by the overall standard of his play through the first 30 minutes of this one. Again, he's created about 3 opportunities out there that have been really, really special. Callahan coming off, Bordeaux. Continuing to hold the ball up while City makes more changes. Segura. Had Escobar on him and then turns the ball to Bordeaux. And now back to Segura. Traffics it left now for James Togba. Togba, a little overstep. Togba, sharp angle, sealed off Molina. Able to step in front of that, now cleared away by Thompson. 9:02 to play, third quarter. It is 2-1 City still. But Utica City has had a pretty large time of possession advantage. Domenico Vitali switches it back from Segura. Here's Moises Gonzalez trying to uncork that one, and it was blocked away by Pat Thompson. Next match for City will be on the road on December the 14th. The third meeting of the season against the Baltimore Blast. And then they'll be back here at home on December the 28th to take on the Harrisburg Heat again. Heavy shot by Togba, sails high. And it is Molina bringing it back out for Harrisburg Heat with 8:42 to play in the third quarter. Here's Roberts. Roberts stepping in front of the ball, tries to hold it up away from Matt Brame, and now Bo Yelovitz comes in to help out as well. Chips the ball backwards. Hall trying to keep it moving, getting upended at midfield was Matt Brame, and a foul on Utica City FC. Villela, 29 points last year. That leads every player to come back for Harrisburg and play in a Harrisburg uniform for this season so far. Devoy Morgan is under contract, but is not currently playing. At least he's rostered at the moment. Matt Brame just outside of the Utica third. Over to Daniel Villela. And now Villela will look for some relief from Brame as they try to stretch the field back. Thompson coming from off the bench area. Thompson motoring forward down the far side, getting in behind Gonzalez, who gave him a little bump. And the loose ball came to Andrew Coughlin. Molina starts the build-up again for Harrisburg. 7.5 to go, third quarter, 2-1 City. And Christian Segura back to Andrew Coughlin, now to Onua Abasi. Showing off a bit there with that little shuffle step. Players got a chance to show off yesterday. They held an open practice here at the Odd with the turf down, in addition to a co-ed adult tournament. Both counts, both events, a resounding success here. But I know the players really valued the opportunity to show the general public just exactly what it is they do on a daily basis when they don't have a game to be played. Diegues hands it off for Toby. Toby, the native of Trinidad and Tobago, slowing up after getting pressured by Dominic Francis. Hinged over to Liam Callahan. 6:43 to go in the third quarter. It remains 2-1 City. Deep shot, in on goal, Abasi. Walled off and sent away. Abasi to Andrew Coughlin. He stopped 12 of 13 in that win over Rochester last Friday. Not an easy day to have to play right after Thanksgiving, after you've had your fill of all the good stuff the day before. But City showing no lack of energy in that match. And really not showing any rust after a week layoff either. Coughlin chips it corner to corner. Here's Yelovitz. That caught the crowd before making its way back in along the right wing boards. Now with 5:48 to go in the third quarter, we have a media timeout. Get the latest news on the Major Arena Soccer League and your favorite teams. Make sure that you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. It's 2-1 City. We'll take a quick step aside, hear from the Odd, and come back with more MASL action in just a moment. Out of the media timeout, it's 2-1 City leading the Harrisburg Heat. As we come back to the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium, another carnival-like Sunday afternoon. And we're glad you're with us on MASL TV on YouTube and, of course, the wide array of devices that you can watch this on. I used my Roku last night to watch Harrisburg and Rochester for about a half. Coughlin looking left, Segura, and keeping it alive is Villela for Harrisburg. Along the boards, return to Villela, it skipped him and went to Thompson, who tried to let the shot go. That was blocked by Segura. Segura standing right in the path of that and blocked it off of his kneecap. 5:27 to go, third quarter, it's 2-1 City. And now sent back to Brame. Online stats right now say 3-1, but those in charge of that have been alerted to that. But it is actually 2-1 at this point. Barry looking straight back for Hundell. Down the far wing boards, Schindler. Bottled it up in the left corner, worked it away from Santana, but it comes free and back up to the midfield line for Brame. 4:47 to go. We're in the third quarter of play. In what was a Eastern Division game last year, now an Eastern Conference game with the shift from divisions to conferences. It came off the foot of Yelovitz, trickled to the end boards, and then Coughlin picked it up and immediately threw it out for Jake Schindler. Shots are now 13-4 favoring Utica, 5-0 here in the third quarter. Is how they're credited right now. This has been a possession clinic here for City, and they're taking their chances really whenever they're available, but not so much going digging for them. They're not trying to force the issue if they don't feel it's there. Diegas, a little drop pass there looking for Roberts, and then it was disrupted by Thompson and guided back through center again. Andrew Coughlin to Liam Callahan. Callahan turned it over to DePrima, and now here comes Ty Hall. Hall down the left wing side of the pitch, tried to enter that one in for Marcel Berry. Having other ideas about it was Liam Callahan. Here comes Callahan now, down the left wing on a leak out pass. Loose ball as Molina dove out to deny the opportunity for Diegas, and now the Bordeaux shot will be corralled by Molina. 3:23 to play, third quarter. Patrick Thompson down the left wing side of the pitch. Jarred free by Coughlin. This one comes loose, and Francis powers it behind Callahan, who was trying to save the goal as Coughlin came out. Francis with his second of the day on a Utica miscue and his 8th of the year. And we are level again at 2. Dominic Francis. A one-man army for the Harrisburg Heat. As the song Seven Nation Army blares throughout this building, Dominic Francis has been an army of one out there sometimes here today. As he now has 2 goals and now up to 8 on the season. And it's an unassisted goal. So he is having himself quite the performance for the Harrisburg Heat. Again, a 2-2 score, trafficked up the wing for Toby, and now chipped back for Obasi. Obasi by the scorer's table area to Toby, and now to Segura. Segura has an open seam, has Yelovitz. Bo Yelovitz powering it back up top for Obasi. It's a 2-2 score now. The City lead has been erased. And they'll be looking to get back on it. Momo to the corner, holding it up on the right foot is Bo Yelovitz. With his trademark home whites out there on his feet. And the high white socks almost make those look like basketball shoes a little bit. But that's his style and his aesthetic. 2:13 to play in the third quarter. Abasi to Segura. Segura with Francis collapsing on him. And a crossing ball will be sent out of play. They were looking for Earl Smomich, the Bryant and Stratton College product, who was good for basically a goal a game in his time playing for Bryant and Stratton. 23 games, 24 goals, 10 assists in his time playing NJCAA soccer for Bryant and Stratton. James Togba. Back to Coughlin and now to Jake Schindler. Rainbow to cross, the header, Yelovitz. And he was trying to cross it over to Liam Callahan. Nelson Santana having other ideas as he said thank you very much and rushed back to midfield. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. It is tied at 2. This one is up for grabs. City has held the ball a considerable amount, but they may try to take a few more chances here in this third quarter and into the fourth in an effort to see if they can pull clear of Harrisburg. Again, they've really done a good job of limiting Harrisburg's opportunities. But an opportunistic day by Dominic Francis has helped them hang in there. Again, a quality Heat side that's just going to continue to get better and better under Pat Healy. A 5-win improvement from 2 seasons ago last year. And he's got that bunch headed in the right direction. And they're 2-0 right now, even in spite of the fact that they lost their leading scorer. So you got to think that counts for something. Domenico Vitale back to Coughlin. Christian Segura, they call him Mighty Mouse. Slips it out to the left side. Dieguez splitting the double. And the ball will go down to the keeper, Molina, before Dieguez could make his path. As he was forging ahead. 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. Headed back ahead. Dieguez shoots, and it ends up high. Just a little bit higher than where he wanted to strike it. Ricardo Dieguez nearly had his second of the match, and it would have gave City a 3-2 lead. Harrisburg building forward. Not a lot of time left here in the third quarter, just 19 seconds. Coughlin recognizing that on the City end of things as he lofts it back to center. Taken by Barry. Barry trying to weave his way out of traffic. Gonzalez now retaining possession of the ball. Feeds it to Segura. 3 seconds to go. Along to Roberts. And Roberts in a foot race with Oliveira. As time expires. 3 quarters in the books. This one is yet to be decided. 2-2 between Utica City FC and Harrisburg. You're watching MASL TV. Catch every game every week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. Harrisburg 2, Utica 2. We go to the fourth. Here from the Adirondack Bank Center. Back in a moment. Start of the fourth quarter, 2-2 between Utica City FC and Harrisburg Heat here at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. The third game of the year for Harrisburg, the fourth for Utica City. And this one may just go down to the wire. One goal in that third quarter. It belonged to Harrisburg, and it belonged to Dominic Francis. City led 2-1 at the half on goals by Schindler and Dieguez. Francis has both goals today for Harrisburg Heat. And for Harrisburg, you look at what they've been able to do today. They've contained Utica City's attack quite a bit. City has been opting to take a little bit more of a possession-based approach, and no doubt that can play into it a little bit. But Harrisburg playing a tightly packed defensive game and waiting for that incisive pass. They're not getting spread out. And it's worked for them up to this point. A 2-2 score for a reason. 14:53 left. We begin the fourth quarter in front of a near-capacity crowd. Bordeaux back to Andrew Coughlin, the native of Baldwinsville, New York, just outside of Syracuse. For James Togba. Togba to Nate Bordeaux. Chip down the wall. Togba on the run. Sneaking in behind the defender. SK got tangled up with him. And that's going to be a free kick along the boards for City. A common foul against SK. It'll be cornered up for Liam Callahan. Chip back, Gonzalez with a missile that ended up catching the netting over the head of Molina. What a foot Moises Gonzalez has. Looks like a launch pad for rocket ships. He definitely gets a lot of juice behind the ball. DePrima off the boards. It was going through the legs of Santana. A shot and a save by Andrew Coughlin. He denies Danny DePrima on the doorstep. DePrima came up as a trailer on the play and then came up firing. We get another look at it here. It got deflected to him right at the box line. And then he volleyed it. It was on frame. Coughlin with a terrific stop. Launched into the box. They were looking for a deflection from Santana, who was floating in. Danny DePrima letting that one fly as well. It was on the target. It needed to be. But Santana deflected it out of play. So they tried to employ the cutter on that restart. Here's Jake Schindler. Obasi wide open in the neutral zone as he split it through two defenders. Now hinged over. Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez to the zone line. Segura stepping back with it. And now tips it back with his right foot. Obasi chips it to the wall to Schindler. Schindler, sliding stop there by Ty Hall. That got the ball loose and out to the wing for Segura. But a foul going against Ty Hall. From Baltimore, Maryland. He had 3 assists last year in his first 9 matches and then missed the rest of the season with injury. Entered in. Dieguez shoots. Save Molina. Rebound pressed against the boards. Ty Hall trying to get this out of trouble, and he'll be able to do so. Dieguez and Schindler were around it. But again, Dieguez with another good opportunity for Utica City FC. It's 2-2 with 13-17 remaining. Here's Togba. Togba dragging it ahead. Now Stunner steps to open up a lane. Shot short side, and the save again made by Molina. A stand-up stop by the native of Santa Rosa, California. Sent back down into the corner. City now starting to force the issue. Dieguez to Togba. Board rebound and taken at the top of the box by Harrisburg. They get forward. Brame, the man who started the rush, Villela. And now they'll look to slow it down a little bit and give it to Thompson. To De Oliveira. Cutting to the middle of the pitch. DePrima is back on. And Dylan Hundell comprising one half of the back line here. Now Dieguez wins the ball back with an athletic play. Togba back to Coughlin. And Togba taken down in the neutral zone. Again, he's making his debut here in the City Blues today, at least at home. Played on the road against Rochester after serving his 2-match suspension. Worked forward to the circle. Nate Bordeaux steering it back to Logan Roberts. Again, City dictating a lot of the possession here, but Harrisburg has been able to press forward a little bit and really kind of get City on its heels a little bit more. Yelovitz off the boards, loose ball. Bordeaux couldn't hunt it down with the right footer. Another fleeting chance there for City. Vitali to Yelovitz. Yelovitz in a double team. Long shot, Callahan. That was blocked by Eske. And getting tangled up along the boards was Logan Roberts. Foul call, the restart for City. Toby takes the point-to-point pass. Back to Callahan. Toby in the middle of the pitch to Onua Obasi. He steps up the boards in the one-on-one situation. Waltzes by and scores! Welcome to Utica City, Onua Obasi. His first goal in a Utica City uniform in his second match with the boys in blue. What a one-on-one take against Danny DePrima. And then he shelved it. It's 3-2 City with 11:06 to go. That was a rifle for Obasi. We'll get another look at it. And he just cuts right. The help defense is sliding over underneath. But before it could even get there, Obasi had fired it over his head. Unassisted for Onua Obasi. Harrisburg looking for a bid and a chance the other way. Brame firing wide. 10:47 to go. Bicycle, Tagba. Oh, what a stop by Molina. Listen to this place. They're going bananas. As James Tagba just tried to bike it. Segura into a double team on the restart. And it got blocked away and back to center. A little showmanship there from James Tagba. And an even better save by Molina. Molina, a big reason why Harrisburg is right in the thick of this thing in the fourth quarter. Vitale turned it over. Here comes Villela. Villela has a man with him. It's Escobar. And it's taken away. A nice job by Vitale to cover up the turnover. Gonzalez nutmegs the defender. Dieguez looking back for Roberts off the wall. And now Dieguez, Vitale. That one a screamer that went wide. Segura chips it down. Gonzalez, Segura, that wide of frame as well. He was set up on a silver platter for that one. But it just ends up slipping wide. One back by Marcel Berry. Berry trying to take on Callahan. Berry got by him. Berry off the end boards. Nobody there as a cleanup man for Harrisburg. And Darren Toby now will settle this down. 3-2 City. The go-ahead goal in his home debut for Onua Obasi. He had 18 goals in 37 matches with the Baltimore Blast. This is third MASL season. Yelovitz to Toby. Callahan to Obasi. And now Coughlin keeps the line moving. Fans getting riled up by in-game host Alicia D'Addario. Wandering around right now with the drum. Coughlin chips a high pass to Bordeaux. Bordeaux trying to harvest this out of traffic away from Ty Hall. But Hall got back on it for Harrisburg and now swiped out of play by Liam Callahan. And you know, going back to last year, I got a chance to talk to Liam a little bit down the stretch of the season. And it was at that time that I really began to fully understand just how much the players appreciate the opportunity to be here. Especially after the franchise moved over from Syracuse. And the fans have been nothing but supportive. It's been really a warm welcome for this bunch. And Callahan told me as much, that they really feel that in the locker room and they feel it on the pitch on game day. It doesn't go unnoticed. So if you haven't gotten out here yet, what are you waiting for? It's a great time. Onua Obasi with it under his left foot. Slips it back for Andrew Coughlin, and now forward. A nice pass here by Segura. Gonzalez leaves it free. Dieguez. And it was deflected over the bar. Getting a piece of that was De Oliveira with 7:39 to go. And they are going to call for the media timeout at this point. 3-2 match, City leading. Among the topics of conversation in that media timeout for Harrisburg, not only what they may try to do to maybe take some more chances and really start to press, but they're also probably thinking about who they want to suit up for the extra attacker and what kind of tactics they want to use should that become a reality for them in a few minutes. While City is probably just talking about buttoning up the basics and making sure, we heard this phrase a number of times last year for this bunch, but 5 behind the ball comes to mind for City. And no doubt positionally, this City side is going to want to make sure that they're working with 5 men behind the ball now. Turnovers in their own half would be costly. Penalties would be costly. City leading 3-2, but they're going to want to try and play mistake-free here for the next 7:39. And those good habits are always important. Harrisburg, an unbeaten record. Utica City, since a loss on the road, they have won their last 2. Here's the restart out of the media timeout. Sent back, Gonzalez on over, left side, and Yelovitz sent it wide. That one deflected off of a defender in front. Yelovitz holding it up after sliding by a defender. Diegas shoots and scores! Turnaround City for Ricardo Diegas. His second of the day, his 4th of the year. And his first multi-goal game in a City uniform. The native of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 24 goals last year with the Florida Tropics. He spent the last 3 years there. And amidst all the firepower that the Tropics added, a few other players did move to other places, and Ricardo Diegas was one of them. What a finish for Diegas. We get another look at it here. After Yelovitz held the ball up, and he was a big component of that play, playing through the defender. And then the turnaround by Diegas. It's 4-2 City, 7:28 to go, a timeout on the pitch. We'll take another timeout as well here on MASL TV. First multi-goal lead of the match for Utica City Football Club. It's 4-2, a second goal for Ricardo Diegas. His first multi-goal game here in Utica. As we are back underway, Schindler heading this the width of the field, and it will bounce out of bounds. These were, entering the weekend, the 2 highest goal differential teams in the Eastern Conference. A +9 for Harrisburg at the start of the weekend. That has since ballooned to a +15 at the beginning of today's match. +9 for City in 3 matches. And so far, it's been a bit of a defensive tussle, but definitely a lot of fun to watch. A 4-2 score, City with their first multi-goal lead. Callahan off the boards, and that's forced back ahead by Danny DePrima. DePrima to De Oliveira, and through the box. They were looking for Santana. Coughlin will vacuum it up. Santana was being marked back there by Jake Schindler. Bordeaux trying to fight his way out of the scrum. And sit opposite corner for Danny DePrima. Don't forget to join us here again as City takes on Harrisburg again on December the 28th. That should be a great time. Right after the Christmas holiday. Down to Coughlin. Coughlin back to center. Escobar intercepts. Hundelt coming across to his left. And now over to Villela. Villela trying to sweep it in towards goal. It got deflected away by Vitale. Along the wall, here's Hundelt. Again, turning now with his back to the defender and his face to the boards. Up top, a shot by Villela, high and wide. It was headed towards the right post. Bo Yelovitz now tied for second in the league with 4 assists, by the way. That being passed on today by the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Puccio, sitting up here. .5:57 remaining. And City now in command, 42. And boards corralled by the 2-goal man, Diegues, looking for the hat trick. And one back quickly by Villela. He'll start the rush ahead. Here's Escobar. Escobar swings it to the right. The shot, the save made by Coughlin to deny Dominic Francis. Francis also looking for a hat trick. But Andrew Coughlin will stop it right then and there. Here's Villela, scores! Daniel Villela breathes life into the Harrisburg Heat to get it back to a 1-goal match. Harrisburg just kept coming and coming with a relentless offensive effort there. And Daniel Villela finds a way to power it home for his 3rd of the year. Harrisburg still in the thick of this after City was trying to make a run for it. 5:30 remaining. And Daniel Villela comes up with a big finish.
Harrisburg goal. Scored by number 9, Daniel Villela. Assist on the play to number 6, Julian Escobar. Time of the goal.
Give the assist to Escobar, who was coming forward before that with a full head of steam. 5:13 to play, 4-3 City over Harrisburg. And things have tightened back up. Anua Obasi. Harrisburg really trying to press forward now and see if they can force a turnover. Toby sends it across for Callahan. Callahan's pass intercepted by DePrima, and now a leak out ahead. Here's Barry. Barry on the right wing shoots, and it just caught wide of the post on the boards. The defender was right there with him, and Marcel Barry inches from his first major Arena Soccer League goal. Now a counterattack for City. Here comes Callahan. To the right, Bordeaux, back door, and a sliding clear away by Elton de Oliveira. Great play to break up the rush at the other end for the Harrisburg Heat. 4:25 remaining. Schindler over to Christian Segura, and now dialed back to Coughlin. Bo Yelovitz along the boards. Steers this back for Jake Schindler. Schindler takes his man on the move. Togba to Schindler. One-on-one battle in the corner. Schindler will get to it and back away from the defender. And now leaves it back for Togba. Togba took a spill into the turf on a collision with Nelson Santana. Santana pleading his case for no foul call, but the whistle had already blown. Santana back there still defending. Segura sends that to the far boards, and now worked over to Darren Toby. Toby to Yelovitz. Yelovitz with points now in 3 of 4 to start the season. Here's James Togba. 3rd-team All-League selection. And City sure glad to have him on the team now. After, for Kansas City last year in their lone meeting against Utica City FC, James Togba had a hat trick in that match. So needless to say, not just for his on-field exploits, but also what he did against City last year. City sure glad to have James Togba now. Togba has gone off for the shift change. Toby is still out there holding the ball up out of the back. Two men floating forward for Harrisburg. And trying to break it through was Coughlin. It was intercepted and punched over the bar by William Eske. Eske trying to capitalize with Coughlin way out of his cage. And now Coughlin will start the distribution. Coughlin hoists this downfield to the upper third. Knocked away from Segura, rather from Dieguez. And now it's Toby again across to Vitale. 2.5 to go. Middle of the pitch, Nate Bordeaux. And Bordeaux was walled off with the ball. Motoring forward, here's Hundelt. Hundelt cutting right. Hundelt uncorks a shot. That caught the glass. Headed to keep it alive by Eske. And now here comes the keeper, Molina, on for the extra attacker. Two minutes to go. End boards, that is gathered up by Coughlin. The extra attacker on is Danny DePrima. With 1:51 to go, a timeout called on the pitch. And we will take another timeout as well. The conclusion of this match when we come back here on MASL TV. 4-3 City leading Harrisburg late in the contest. (4-3) City leading Harrisburg as we come down the stretch. Danny DePrima is still designated as the extra attacker here for Harrisburg as he takes his place between the pipes with Coughlin set to heave it down the field. Headed away from Yelovitz. Roberts fighting for it, but Hall chips it forward. And now Darren Toby runs it down. Hall continuing with the relentless pressure, playing through him, and he won the ball back. But now a lateral pass is sniffed out by Callahan. Slow rolling ball coming forward. Hundelt disrupting it. Callahan down to Toby. Toby slides it back. It got through the legs of Coughlin. That ended up nutmegging him there a little bit. But City able to shrink the field a little bit along the wall to come back up with it. Anua Obasi back to Andrew Coughlin. 1:10 remaining. Utica City trying to close the deal on their third win of the season. Harrisburg is as well. Villela starts it forward on the build-up to De Oliveira. Villela back to Danny DePrima on the extra attacker here. Wearing that orange kit. To the middle. Turning back, William Eske. Now drops it back for Villela. They're looking for the right shot here, but they may have to settle for something else. Getting late in the contest. A volley for Francis going wide. Logan Roberts chipping it by Villela. And out to center it comes. City alleviates the pressure to take some time off the clock. William Eske now with the rock and lugging it up. He'll head off for a change. Hall has come on. Villela off the volley, played to the board. Schindler just trying to keep it pinned. And now Schindler gets free, steps around a defender, taken down by the jersey in midfield. And now we have a fight in front of the Harrisburg bench. Oh boy! A mob mob scene forming in front of the Harrisburg bench, both parties involved. And the benches have cleared. Both coaches trying to get in there and tell everyone enough already. Things getting awful crowded in that small area of the field, and tempers are high. 1.8 seconds to go. Schindler was on the clear and then got tugged on the jersey, and that's what caused all of this. Cleanup on aisle 5, to say the least, with 1.8 seconds remaining. Bo Yelovitz out for a word with the officials. Things are still getting chatty. The officials need to get back over here and help out. Jake Schindler is still having words. Segura is as well. Hall having to be helped away. Quick acknowledgement between the coaches, between Ryan Hall and Pat Healy. Those two have known each other a long time. And now some handshakes here as things begin to diffuse and dissipate. So if you haven't gotten your money's worth yet, with 1.8 seconds to go, perhaps now you have. 4-3 the score, 1.8 left. Are they ending this early? Harrisburg's headed away to the locker room. And it looks like, until I'm told differently, this match is official. It ends with a brawl with 1.8 seconds left. A brouhaha in front of the Harrisburg bench. And indeed, this looks to be a final here. 1.8 seconds left, and unless Harrisburg comes back out, this is official. And still really no word to the contrary that it is an official match. We'll go downfield now, where Alicia D'Addario is standing by with Ricardo Diegues. And they'll hold the train at the station here. The camera's out there, Alicia's out there, Diegues is out there. There's still a lot of conversing going on between the captains and the officials. Danny DePrima out there representing Harrisburg. The two coaches are out there. They have not called this official yet, although Harrisburg has gone off to the locker room. Some suspensions may be coming. They're going to take a look at this for sure. But we'll wait and see what the league decides on a lot of this, as things got very heated at the end. And now handshakes between the captains. And this is official. Utica City 4, Baltimore and Harrisburg 3. Had Baltimore on the tip of my tongue for a second, but Harrisburg 4-3, Utica over Harrisburg today. So now, we'll have Alicia D'Addario standing by with Ricardo Diegues. City wins this one 4-3. And here's Alicia and Ricardo now.
All right, thanks, Tim. Ricardo, you scored 2 in front of these amazing fans. How does it feel to play so well here at home?
I feel great. That's unbelievable. What you guys do here is amazing. It's a pleasure to play in front of you guys. I'm glad you got this win. It was a tough game, but I'm glad you guys all came. Thank you.
How do you stay patient motivation on offense when they're playing so tough defensively?
I mean, we just got to keep moving the ball in the back, and then once they get tired, we have the opportunity, and then we try to score. That's basically it. Got to be patient.
You guys have played so well so far in the beginning of the season. What's been clicking for you guys?
I mean, we practice every day, and all the guys have a good relationship. We're just so united, and that helps a lot. And then we come play at home, and then this big crowd's always here to help us out. That just feels great, and it's easy to play like that.
Thanks, Ricardo. Go celebrate this win.
Fans, thank you all for coming out to today's match. Utica City FC will be back here at the Adirondack Bank Center.
And as always, thank you to Alicia and Ricardo for his time as well. Diangas today with 2 goals. City wins this one over Harrisburg 4-3. A match that ends 1.8 seconds early with a scuffle between the benches. And no doubt that's going to be subject to review by the league office. They're going to take a look at what happened there. And of course, stay tuned to the MASL website for anything that may come out of that. But again, a 4-3 final score, City over the Harrisburg Heat. And City is now 3-1. They've won 3 in a row. Harrisburg with their first defeat of the season as they fall to 2-1 and are now 1-1 in away matches. That'll do it for us today from the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. City's next match, December the 14th at the Baltimore Blast. In the meantime, be good to yourselves and each other.